Hey yo, it's Heed. I was just listening to one of my videos to make sure it was good to go up, and it kind of got me thinking about something, and that is hierarchy. Um, in my family system, there was kind of a need for me to understand hierarchy. I do understand hierarchy, definitely. The way it was in my family, my dad was the dominant one. And then debatably my mom, and then between the kids, I would consider the kids in a separate way, but my dad is on top, hierarchy wise. And then between the kids, my sister was the most dominant one, because I tend more toward harmony. I just want us all to get along, more so than I want to just get what I want. I want us to all get along. Even though sometimes when I don't get what I want, it's hard for me to deal with that too. I mean, obviously, right? It's hard to be happy with it if you don't get what you wanted to get. But yeah, so I'm the oldest kid, so it was kind of funny that my younger sister was more dominant than me, and sometimes we would butt heads. We had a hard time a bit getting along sometimes while we were living under the same roof. Sometimes I tried to challenge that. I did. It felt like we were equals basically, but yeah, if someone was gonna get mad, it was her. Her temperament was more that way. It wasn't worth it to try to fight with her. So you just let her have whatever her way. I know that's not a good thing to do because I did it. It sucked. Once you start doing it, because once you start doing it, then the person knows that all they have to do is keep pushing you and you're going to do whatever they want. And it sucks. I always knew if I stepped outside the bounds of that hierarchy that I was going to have trouble. And I really wanted to avoid getting in trouble for my dad, and I didn't want there to be a conflict with my sister and stuff, I'd just rather avoid that situation. So then when I went to school, it was easy for me to recognize the authority there too, of you have to listen to the adults, right? And recognize other structures, social structures too, which kid in the group of girls is the most popular one and stuff like that. And which of the guys is the most popular. I didn't have a hard time seeing that. But I mean, I also do feel I definitely relate to the part about feeling like we're equals. But I do, on the other hand, I kind of have the idea of respect your elders, and also just anyone could have something really valuable to say. There's always something you could learn from anyone. You can't discount what anyone says, because even if it's a really messed up person, still, they could tell you something important. They could tell you something you need to know. I see us all as equal, but I understand how the hierarchy works and not to disturb it. I don't know. That's one of the things that makes me wonder about autism, because I've heard people a lot of times talk about challenging hierarchy or not understanding hierarchy. I don't think my boss is more important than me, but in the work environment, my boss is the person to turn to if you have a question, or the person to turn to if you need something to do. I don't tend to step on toes. It seems like I understand how to not step on toes. I don't know. I would really be interested in other autistic people's ideas about that. Do they feel like they kind of understand hierarchies in a way, or how to work with them? How to not get in trouble at school from the teacher, That wasn't ever a difficulty for me. And understanding that like the principal has more power at the school. I don't know, yeah, but also like maybe you would treat someone differently if you thought they like not in a work setting or a school setting. Like if you met someone and they told you that they were the mayor, would you treat them differently than any other person? Or if the person seemed that like they were just like really rich, like if they were like wealthy seeming, would you treat them more proper than if you thought the person seemed like, I don't know, poor? If they seem poor, do you treat them worse? Like, yeah, not to me. I think I do treat everyone the same.